The Saints are tied for first. And Andrew, did you know the Saints have a better point differential than the Eagles? 2023 is hilarious.
Is that
Thomas,
true?
hit that intro.
Is that true?
It is.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are presented by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Dave, Andrew. Also, hello to everybody live in the chat. Thomas, I forgot to update my list, but we got Hatchet John, we got Jerry, we got Andrew's dad, we got Budrich, we got Paul, we got a ton of people. Thanks for hanging out with us on the live stream. We're going to recap our live show in New Orleans. It was amazing. The Saints are back tied for first while putting on the worst offensive performance by a winning team in 25 years. Yeah, my dream of a three-way tie in the South, it is happening. The hotline is all over the place. We answer your questions, and we preview Shinebox Bowl against Tomme DeVito and the New York Giants. Before we start, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. And I also have to mention about our MVP contest. Jerry at JLD Hot Sauces and Knives gave me this custom-made knife with the Saints Happy Hour logo. Thomas, zoom in, as Dave would say, enhance. We're going to raffle that thing off at the end of the season. And if we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle for my gigantic minibar booze collection I'm going to poison myself with. Since I had to postpone the show because I was on IR, I was sick with flu and a fever Monday and Tuesday. I had to bump the show to tonight. I went kind of easy on myself in the pickings. I went watermelon ice liqueur.
Lame.
As one of them, and dark cherry vanilla whiskey.
Oh my God, that's like, you like that.
And so I went. I went like the watermelon one. Yeah. It looks pretty gross.
Did those shots that you were given make it home from the podcast?
Dave's got to ship those to me. That was an amazing.
Dave, get on that.
The people we had. Bruce gave me some like top notch English booze. I got somebody gave me a 5-piece thing of Malort that me and Andrew did.
Malort.
I
think Nikolai gave that to Zen.
That was Nikolai.
Yeah. And then Errol gave us some stuff. Thank you, Errol.
So Thomas, do we have an MVP leader already?
Yes, sir. As always, Hatchet John with 5 gifted subs is the MVP, 2.5K bits. Also, thanks to Jason Champagne for subbing and with a donation message for Louisiana's best sports podcast.
That's right. And I want to tell people
we are at 30%.
I want to tell people Thomas did an amazing job. He tonight is like when you wonder, like, is he the best producer in the world? He is. And what do I pay? What do we pay for the podcast allowing us to do this crazy thing? Thomas is he's got videos, custom graphics that he's going to debut tonight is amazing.
If we get to the donation goal.
If we get to the donation goal. If we don't, you don't get to see it.
That's right.
So what are we drinking tonight? I'm drinking Hardhide and strawberry whiskey. It's amazing. It was great. I was drinking it straight at the show. We'll get to that in a second. What are you drinking, Dave?
I'm just drinking the usual Spindle Tap Heavy Hands Hazy Boy.
With the punch out.
With the
Andrew, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm paying first of all, I had strawberry hardhide. For those of you that, I don't know if the live show got posted or if the audio was good.
tomorrow, probably.
Gotcha. But I did have Hard Hide for the first time. It was very good.
Delicious.
Anyway, thanks to them for sponsoring us. I was glad to finally meet the owner and have some of that stuff. It was really good. But unfortunately, today I am paying my debt. I'm drinking an IPA as Jimmy Graham scored a touchdown. And I have to say, what I've learned about IPAs is, yes, I hate them, but I think a lot of times like these double and triple IPAs are less scary if it's mixed with other stuff or if it's fruity. But this is a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, and it smells like Christmas tree mixed with grapefruit. Like it's just a straight up IPA. It is just straight hops, and it smells awful.
Gross.
Yeah. But hey, that's a price you pay when Jimmy Graham.
I have a feeling that
worth it.
We'll get to Jimmy Graham in a little bit, but I feel like if Dennis Allen does the Great Escape and manages to get a third year, you're going to be drinking a lot more IPAs over the next 4
And remember, against the Falcons, it's 2 per touchdown.
That's right.
I'm going to go ahead and give a quick taste here and let you guys know what I think.
So
that is positively awful.
The live
My
show,
God. Oh.
The live show at Sports Drink, thanks to Andrew over at Sports Drink. They were amazing. It was a sold out crowd. We
couldn't fit anybody else in there.
We couldn't have fit it. We literally we had to like what do you call it? Like scout after the show. We had to scout over the weekend, like bigger, maybe possible locations, because we like Sports Drink was awesome, but we could have had more people up in there, and we don't like turning people away. You know, we want as many people for the live show as again. Dave, I thought the live show it was amazing. The audio that we have is going to be great. People will get to listen to it. I thought my favorite part of it, besides eating the Big Mac for the first time in my life.
By the way, I'm noticing
that was next level.
But I'm noticing that like you got sick a couple of days after eating your first Big Mac.
I did.
I'm wondering if there's a correlation there.
I didn't think of that.
Bringing that up.
The Big Mac gave him the flu.
I didn't think of that. I got sick when I ate my first McDonald's hamburger at 6, and I got sick when I ate a Big Mac for the first time at 40,
there you go.
47.
There you go.
Did you have the flu last time too?
No, I had the shit.
Maybe you're allergic to special sauce.
Maybe. But that was Next Level by Andrew's. Oh my God.
We got video?
We got video.
Kevin, videos, photos.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's why Kevin had to upload everything. All right, that's great.
So that was
there's Andrew's porn star friend James in the back.
James with the porn star mustache.
Porn star Prince Harry.
Yeah,
Jesus.
He's
that's cool.
We're gonna
Thanks,
get
Kevin,
demonetized for
video.
that.
Anyway, so what did they do? Did somebody go to drive to get that, or did somebody Uber Eats that?
I don't.
They Uber Eats. Yeah.
Thomas, I saw Twitch is allowing
$20 Big
now.
Mac.
We're not getting demonetized for anything.
I mean, Twitch, yeah, but YouTube, you know.
YouTube, maybe that's true. What was my favorite part of the show? Really, I thought the questions that people asked were tremendous. You know,
Yeah.
What was the thing that you enjoyed most about the show, Dave?
I always enjoy.
I enjoyed meeting your parents, by the way.
Yeah, you got to.
Had a nice little Irish goodbye there.
Kevin, they had to leave in the middle of the show to go see my son's basketball game. But yeah,
he drained a 3, right? They watched him drain a 3.
His first score ever after like a year and a half of playing basketball, and I missed
Good
it.
stuff.
So great parenting.
Parent of the year
for me. Yeah, parent of the year. But no, my favorite part is always after the show, getting to meet some people.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the thing that sticks with me the most is the couple. Okay, wait. By the way, not to interrupt, but here's like a shot of the whole room, the whole front row. That's all Andrew's family right there.
That's right.
Hecklers.
The first 2 rows. The first 2 rows.
A bunch of hecklers.
The sun never sets on the Jewish Empire.
No, I think the funniest, most memorable moment to me was the couple we met afterwards, and they own a pool business, and they own their own business. They work together, and they thought it was so crazy that after doing this podcast for 10 years, they've never heard me once complain about my employees or customers or work. And I let them know that, like, oh no, I hate all my employees and all my customers. I hate my job. But I guess I've done a good job
You
of
separate.
I've compartmentalizing everything and separating work and pleasure. But don't you worry, I am a regular business owner like everybody else, and I hate
Look
I
at
hate
this
everything
amateur.
about it. But anyway, I took that as a compliment. I think that
It was.
I take that as a compliment. There's Andrew. What is
I
Andrew
drank
Did
a
Andrew have Malort?
yeah. Me and Andrew
even
split a
remember.
Malort. I drank a lot.
I had a lot of high noons.
I did. I think I did a shot for every trivia question that a person got
You
right.
drank a lot.
So I drank three or four shots so that
Then
people
you
would get.
washed them down with hard high.
I washed it down
with your alligator liquor.
It was great. My sonny, boom, just nailed it.
Also a highlight. Yeah, that was a highlight.
But I would like. So I drank the hard, and I drank the Ralphie that Andrew had created. It was like apple whiskey, cider, lemon, and Sprite. It was great. I had like 2 or 3 of those. I was drinking a lot, but it was cool that John at Hardhide came out and supported us. But I loved it. Like I thought this one was Andrew. This one was the most fun we've had.
Yeah, this was the best show. I think this is the best product. Probably.
It was fun. I think what I enjoyed was that now that we've done this a few times, we recognize everyone. We recognize our listeners, and some of them, a couple of them had made all 3, but most of them had at least made 2.
Yeah,
and and even just like when you have a guy that you recognize just from the voicemails, and he flies from England to come see you. It's just and guys are bringing you drinks, and you recognize them, and you start to remember the names, and I don't know, that was really cool. So it felt, in some ways, it felt more comfortable because it felt more like I don't want to be hokey here, but like I don't know, it felt more like a family. It felt more like a gathering. And it was cool.
And it was interesting. I talked to so many people after, shaking hands, taking some pictures. The one thing, Dave, that was really interesting is people after the show, they said, a couple of people were like, hey, we love the live show. And they were like, which is weird because we're a Saints podcast, but I had at least like 2 or 3 people come up to me after and was like, for the live show, could y'all not talk about the current Saints and just talk about yourselves and like Saints history? That would be more fun. Like if we learn more about you guys. So maybe like the next live show we'll do, it'll be less Saints.
No,
but that's weird because we're the Saints Happy Hour podcast. But maybe that's just because the Saints are kind of mediocre.
I think it's because they're terrible this year. Yeah.
All this video that we're showing here, this is Kevin recorded this, Thomas?
Kevin recorded this, yeah.
Not everything.
No,
This is. Sorry, I forgot who
the buttons were really popular. The Fire DA buttons.
I was going to say because I know Kevin's got like a Motorola Razor, so I'm impressed with the quality from this phone here.
The Razor.
I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Bruce, though. It is nuts that he flew from England.
Flew in. It was
so he definitely gets the award. And Butterich, I know it hasn't worked out for you. You were missed. I know that we've missed you the last couple of times we've done it. So Jerry Russo, he texted me. He's like, dude, I totally would have come if I had known. And I was like, well, Jerry, we've only been, or Joey, sorry, not Jerry, Joey. We've been talking about this on the show for like the last 6 months. We've been, but no, it was cool. And then on Saturday night, the guys, we all got together and got dinner and got to hang out some more. And so it was fun. I brought a friend of mine from Charlottesville, and he's not a Saints fan. He's never been to New Orleans.
He is now.
He is now. But he got a chance to take it all in, and like, well, you guys got to realize my circle around here. Like, I'm guessing for you, Dave, because you live in New Orleans, like everyone probably in your inner circle knows that you have a Saints podcast.
No,
I don't really talk about that here because it's like I'm 43 years old. It's a little embarrassing to say like, yeah, every Monday night, Tuesday night, I spend 90 minutes on a call with guys, and we talk about the Saints.
Yeah, you get the eye because you get the eye. If people, if they don't know you, and you say, "Oh yeah, I have a podcast," you get the eye roll because everybody on earth has a podcast.
And also, like, because you're in Virginia, like I think people in New Orleans understand like how huge the Saints are and how embedded in the culture they are. But up here in Virginia, like no one's a football fan. No, like at least in Charlottesville where I am, it's like 2.5 hours from DC and everyone hates the Commanders. So it's very like most people around here are not that into NFL football. And so for me to explain like, yeah, like I've been doing this thing for over a decade, they'd be like, what? So I don't talk about it, and James got to like witness kind of what we've built and like what I've been up to like in the basement behind the scenes. And I think he was a little blown away. So it was cool.
James, by the way, is the one who outed me as sitting down when I went to the bathroom that one time.
That's right.
That she revealed. And then also, no, actually, Andrew, I certainly don't go out of my way to tell people I have a podcast. It's not when I introduce myself to somebody for the first time, I don't shake their hand and say, "Hey, I'm Dave Cariello. I've got an award-winning podcast. How about you? What do you do for a living?" In fact, I have a bunch of friends, newer friends from that I play golf with. That I think still have no idea. One of them just found out the other day that I mentioned. He was like, "Wait, what?"
And you're like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for 12 years."
Oh yeah, he immediately had to go find it and was listening to it on the way home. And then to answer Ambush's question in the chat, he wanted to know what bougie restaurant I brought y'all to. We went to Pesh.
Olive Garden, of course.
Olive Garden. Yeah, we went to Olive.
We should have gone to Olive Garden.
We should not have gone to Olive. Are you kidding me? After that meal at Pesh, I love Pesh. It's amazing. I go there all the time. Well, I don't go there all the time, but I always recommend it to visitors. It's delicious. We had everything.
Well, the thing is,
everything on the menu.
We are with each other on the podcast
but
every week, like 51 weeks a year. Right. But like in person,
we never get
the live show is the one chance. Maybe one other time I'll see Dave or Andrew when we're together for a Saints game. So maybe twice a year. So
what you guys don't realize, well, I did see Ralph earlier this year because I was in Houston and we went to an Astros game. But like Ralph, I've probably met Ralph and Dave like 7 times each.
You think it's that many?
Yeah, maybe less.
Maybe.
I've met Kevin more than anybody because he's come and visited a few.
Yeah, I don't think it's 7 times. I think that I take the under.
I mean, we probably went 5 years without meeting.
Probably
doing this podcast.
Probably did.
Maybe even longer.
So it was the live show. It was just amazing. And the thing that I'm so proud of is, one, if people keep coming out, but 2, I feel like from the first year to second year to third year, we're like striving to make it better, to make it more fun. Thomas, you got the audio file. Is it going to be usable?
I hope so, man.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm a little worried about it only because
have you listened to it or not?
No, I've not.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Oh. Have you listened to it?
I have.
Oh,
not good.
I was a little nervous about it because I don't know if necessarily.
I mean, there's a
the
metronome over the recording, over the entirety of the recording. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
The whole time?
Yeah, the whole time, man.
Oh wow!
Can't you get?
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. You're really gonna love the audio on this one.
Thomas,
prepare your instruments, guys. You know when you listen to it.
That's right.
It's gonna count us in.
Wait, no. What the heck was like? Oh, Thomas. Everybody wants you. Everybody has to see you. Nobody believes you are real.
Yeah, that's right.
They want you over here. We want you across the pond. I have spoken to somebody. I won't say who. But I've spoken to somebody personally.
Jeez, someone's gonna smuggle me. Holy shit!
This is all paid for. They're
prepared.
This is paid for. We're ready to do
make it happen.
5-star hotel.
You just have to not be a pussy and get on a plane. And just make the trip.
That's right.
And we're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
Are you calling me the P word?
That's what it is. That's what it is. People want. That was the second thing. They wanted Thomas. They're like, where is Thomas?
Hey, I'm gonna come and we're gonna square off, Dave. You know,
Thomas.
I'm gonna look at you from above, and we'll totally a different
when do you
conversation.
think the people will
you're
find
gonna
out
fight
that
me on
Thomas
boxing
is
gloves,
an AI
man.
bot?
Prepare boxing gloves,
I don't
man.
know,
If
Andrew.
you're gonna
I
fight me
had
on American soil, let's do it. I'll do it.
I had-
Prepare
do it.
boxing gloves,
If
man.
that's what's gonna,
We don't
that's
have
what's gonna-
guns, but we can box.
I had quite a few people, 2 or 3. They were like, "I can't believe Thomas is not here." I thought it was going to be like y'all's grand surprise that y'all were going to have Thomas come out during the live show and be here, and I was like, "No."
Well, it
No.
won't
Well,
be
I
a
said
surprise
this
anymore.
on I said
2024.
this on the live show. I'll say it again. We have never seen Thomas.
We have never seen him. Never.
That's
ever.
not. I'm not even like saying that as like a bit. Like we literally. I mean, I've
Never
seen a
seen him.
picture of him. I
Never
I
live
don't
video
really
of
know
him.
what he looks like. If you put a lineup in front of me of 3 people and told me that one of them was Thomas, I'm not sure I could pick which one was him.
Yeah, if you made him kind of
Hey,
similar.
Ralph, you saw a video of me, man.
When? I don't remember that.
I sent you the video of the webcams comparison, man. You don't remember?
I don't remember that.
I think we should reveal Thomas's face on an episode one day.
We should, if people donate enough money.
And our listeners should be able, or our viewers, I should say, they should be able to see Thomas at the same time as us.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed the audio had a metronome in it. I don't even know what that is. It's a big fancy word.
A metronome, like it helps you keep time if you're a musician when you're playing a song. You know that like click, 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 click,
You
click.
can't strip that out, Thomas. Jesus.
I would think you could.
Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, all right. So we have to talk about the game, Andrew. The Saints, they managed to beat the Panthers 28-6 while having 207 yards of offense. By the way, that's the fewest yards by a team that won a game since Mike Ditka's Doug Nussmeier Saints beat the Seattle Seahawks in overtime in 1997.
Wow.
Truly magical.
I was at that game.
I was too. Winford Tubbs intercepted the ball in overtime, and Ditka's like, "I'm not even running a play.
Yeah,
We're just
don't even run a play. Kick
don't
the field
even
goal.
run a play. Kick the 40-yard field goal."
Who
right
was
now.
Doug Bryan? Who was the
Doug
kicker?
Bryan,
Doug Bryan? Yeah.
Truly
Yep,
magical.
I remember that when Tubbs got that pick. I was because the field goal was like a good 45 yards.
Yeah.
Right?
Like Ditka
it wasn't a chip shot.
No, it
and
wasn't.
Dick was like, "I ain't fooling with Doug Nussmeier. You're kicking the ball."
I mean, it was a hall of shame. Bad quarterback performance by Derek Carr for 3.5 quarters.
You mean Doug Nussmeier? Oh, you're.
No,
well,
I mean
to
Derek Carr Sunday.
We're back. Well, I thought about this, Ralph, about this game. The fact that Nephi Sewell had an epic block punt and DeMarco Jackson picks it up, scores a touch. I mean, that was a freaking epic play. It was incredible.
Right.
And the camera immediately goes to Steve Gleason.
Yeah.
Who's in the building, in his chair, whatever. And then after that, the camera, I don't know if you saw this on TV, but in the Superdome, the camera then went to the Saints sideline. And you have Jamal Williams breakdancing. Like, he was so excited. I mean, Jamal Williams has barely played this year. He hasn't he hasn't been a part of the team barely. And he still is smiling, having a ball, the time of his life. Major respect. I love that dude. I mean, major props and respect to that dude for keeping his energy, keeping his positivity.
I think that's just him. He's just that kind of guy.
I love it. I love it. But there was this 7-minute sequence, block punt, Steve Gleason, Jamal Williams dancing, the entertainment value
were good.
was off the charts. I mean, it was as good as anything I've seen in 5 years for a 7-minute stretch. And we don't even freaking I guarantee you when I started talking about this, half of you didn't remember it.
No.
The game was that bad. That wasn't even that memorable because of how pathetic the offense was for 3 quarters.
Yeah, Dave, I'm going to try to speed it optimistically because the Saints are in first place, and
By the way, they're not in first place. I don't
for first.
They're tied.
No. They're not even tied for first place because if the season ended now and you had to pick somebody to win the division, it's not the Saints. So they're not.
But
really
it's got 4 weeks.
But there's always a tiebreaker. No. But there's always a tiebreaker.
This is the most Dave Hill to die on ever.
That's right.
It's the goddamn truth. They are not in first place. They are not even tied for first place.
They control their own destiny. Will you give me that?
They're not. I think Tampa Bay is in control of their own destiny.
Well, because they play each other. Atlanta, Tampa, and the Saints are all in control of their destiny.
But Tampa Bay currently has a tiebreaker over the Saints. So if Tampa Bay wins everything, they're in control. They win the division.
Right. And if the Saints win everything, they're in control of their own destiny because they play each other.
Yeah, like the Saints.
Both things can be true, Dave.
The Saints, like everybody in the South controls their own destiny, I believe.
Well, except for Carolina.
Except for Atlanta, because they played Tampa twice. But
well, no. If they win both games against Tampa and against the Saints,
well, no, they split them. But I think if Atlanta would win out and Tampa would win out, Tampa would win.
How could they both win out if they play each other?
They don't. They've played each other twice.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying.
So wait, which one doesn't control their own destiny? Atlanta. They've lost to Tampa twice.
Once. They've lost to Tampa once, and since Tampa's in first place now, got it. They would win out. So, but I mean, it's still there, Dave. They still control their own destiny. So,
what happened there, Ralph? You got to take a shot.
Yeah, I got to take a shot.
Who's picking Thomas? Is it Hatchet John?
Hatchet John is in the lead. Maybe let me do a quick donation update. It's not gonna be that quick though.
Yeah.
Thanks to your
Twitch. Wait, hold on. But before Thomas goes, Hatchet John, let us know if you want watermelon or cherry whiskey, right?
Also, cherry, I guess now Twitch is matching, and Twitch is matching or adding to donations, so it's helping us get there quicker.
Yeah, adding.
Wow.
So this is fun.
It is.
Okay, let me do a quick donation update. Thanks to Andrew's dad for 1,500 bits, to Budrich for 250 bits with donation message. Found some hardhide in my neck of woods. What's a good mixer with it?
I mean, the hardhide,
straight sugar cubes.
Strawberry lemonade is good, but you know what's good with hardhide is just a little 7-Up or Sprite.
If you're a man, you'll drink it straight. I'm serious. Just put that over ice.
It's already strawberry flavored.
It's already sweet. It's delicious.
It's already mixed with something.
Yeah, it's
watermelon.
Great.
Hatchet John says watermelon.
All right. Also thanks to Who.Goffe for 1K bits. To your boy Alan for subscribing and with donation message. Who that to Hatchet John 1K bits and another 1K bits from Hatchet John. I missed something.
You guys are the best.
Your boy Alan.
Your boy
gifted 5 subs. Sorry.
Let's go.
I want to say,
I'll tell you what, guys. If you guys hit the second donation, not only will Ralph take another shot, I will drink a second IPA.
Yes,
let me tell you, I'm about this much through, and you guys know me. For me to be halfway through a beer, it takes me half an hour to take this long. I'm not enjoying that.
Do you remember?
By the way, I'm drinking eggnog, and if we get through a second donation, I'll throw some extra rum in here and make it methnog.
Here's do you guys remember in like grammar school? Did you ever have those erasers that were scented?
Yeah, hell yeah.
This smells like the scented eraser. Like if you had a watermelon, like a scented eraser, it smells like watermelon and pencil.
While Ralph's taking the shot, I will say when we did Malort, so we split a Malort shot, and
I remember
I took it and I didn't do the Ralph face, and Ralph is a pansy, so I took it like a man and I showed no emotion, and I have to say for about the first 5 seconds, Malort, I was like, this is a joke, Ralph. You're like, why are you like pretending this is terrible? And then you get all this weird aftertaste stuff, and it just hits you like it's awful.
And it doesn't go away.
It is Malort is absolutely awful.
And it doesn't go away.
There's about a 15-second period where you're just like,
it's fine.
Oh my God, how do I get this out of my mouth?
Yeah, it's
really bad.
It's really bad. It's hard. Like when I did it on the show here, the only way I got it out of my mouth, the rest of the hard hide didn't wash it out. I had to drink milk after the show to get that out. So here we go. Oh, this.
Rough, also the puke meter, man.
Oh,
remember?
Don't forget.
This is some,
and give it a rating. 1 to 10.
I gotta rate it. If it's good, it doesn't rate high on the puke meter. If it's bad, it gets high. I'm worried because.
So what do you do? It's 1 to 10 the puke meter.
Yeah, 1 to 10.
This is a good. This is a good addition. I like this.
Yeah, if you were on time, you would have known that. It's probably going to be like for Ralph. It's probably going to be like.
I know. I can tell by the face. Oh,
he's slamming things.
This is going to be an 8, I think.
I'm going to say 6.
Oh, that's a 7.5.
Right.
Oh,
7.5. Wow.
That rounds up to an 8, I think. Do we round up or down?
That's an 8. I had to force it back down.
There it goes. There it goes.
8?
That's a 7. Need assistance. Sally, I need assistance.
All right, changing it to 7 to 8.
I had to force it. I had to force it back down. Hey, Sally, I need assistance with the coughing and the sickness. Like it's a bad situation. Oh.
Dave.
Not great, huh?
Not great. Not great.
Not good, Bob.
Not good.
Why would watermelon? What is it? Watermelon liqueur? Watermelon vodka? What is it?
Liqueur. I don't know. Like it's like drinking with the sickness might have been a bad choice. It might be a bad choice. Ugh. So, back to this game. Dave, it felt like a preseason game, kinda. Like people really weren't, except for like the magical window that Andrew was talking about, where they blocked the punt. Like it really felt like a preseason game. And
how many people do you guys think were in the stands, percentage wise?
I mean,
70,
70, 65, 60 to 70, 75,
70%.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, would you agree with this? Since 2006, that was the year that I got season tickets. This was by far non-preseason. I'm not counting preseason
and not COVID.
Not COVID. This was the emptiest Saints game I have ever attended.
Yeah, possibly. You know what? You may have a point. You might have a point. And I think the only thing that would compete with it would be maybe a meaningless.
Like a Carolina Week 17 game.
Yeah, a final week.
I think that I was going to say Carolina Week 12. Week 17, 2012.
Right.
Yeah. That was pretty empty.
Yeah, possibly.
But I mean,
we're there.
But even that crowd is like, it wasn't very, like, it was still like, hey, we got Drew and it's going to be fun. They're going to score a bunch of points. Like it was kind of like disinterested and maybe not care. That crowd wasn't angry because we were like, Sean Payton's gone. He's going to be back. We're going to get this shit figured out.
And the decibel reader, which typically, I mean, it can get up to 120, 130 on third down.
Thing's real?
They didn't even break it out.
I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's real or not. Dave, it broke 100 twice.
Yeah, people were just
the whole game.
On this.
Like it might have gotten to 101.
I did notice that it did stay low.
I don't know if it's real or not, but I'm just saying it habitually, when I go to games on third down, it's like 120, 130.
Yeah,
and like it broke 100 twice. So it was the quietest. And it's funny, I took my buddy James to the game. He made a comment. He was like, man, it's loud in here. And he also said, like, it's interesting how, like, the fans here, like, they're completely focused on the game. Like, it's super quiet when the offense is on the field, and then it gets really loud. Like, he was impressed by, like, how locked in the fans were. And it was almost like, bro, you have no idea.
No idea.
Like, this is nothing.
Here's my question, Dave. Is it a weirdly good sign that the Saints won and they played terrible on offense and they wouldn't have beat anyone else the way they played offense on Sunday?
They wouldn't have beaten Carolina if Andy Dalton started.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're coming at this with some realism, Ralph, because I was worried you were gonna like.
But my point,
we're tied for first place, though.
But my point is,
we're tied for first place, Dave.
My point is, last week doesn't have to be next week. Maybe they can play because the offense. whatever the struggles have been this year, they can't run the ball. They suck in the red zone. They've never looked like that on Sunday. They have problems, but they didn't have we can't get 200 yards of offense bad. Like Sunday was not normal for the badness of this offense in 2023.
Was it? I mean, other than the period that Andrew's talking about, was it? I don't know. I mean, Derek Carr had like 13 completions for 40 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah, but they've never been this bad during the year. And no other game, have they? No.
I don't know.
I mean, they've moved the ball. I mean, they had the game against the Texans where they only scored 13, but they moved the ball up and down the field. You know,
until they got to the 25 yard. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Sunday they didn't move the ball at all.
Okay, yeah, fair.
So is it a good
Thank
sign?
God for that block punt.
I'll die on this hill. I don't think we're going anywhere with Derek Carr. He obviously the big story from the game was he got sacked. He got up. He was upset. He was yelling at Eric McCoy or yelling at just in general, I guess.
Eric McCoy was all of us yelling at Derek Carr.
Right.
He was all of us.
Correct. He absolutely was. I finally somebody is sticking up for the people, and that was Eric McCoy. And obviously that was the story of the game. But and I don't know what Derek Carr was yelling about, but I feel like Derek Carr doesn't help himself at all. Like Derek Carr, he just stands there. And I said this in the Discord, like, yeah, our offensive line isn't great. It could be better, but when there's a problem, when the offensive line breaks down, when pressure starts to happen, like Derek Carr does not do a damn.
He doesn't
thing.
have
He stands there and he either gives himself up or whatever, but like he just does not move out of the pocket. He doesn't try to keep the play alive. And I'm not watching the film and I'm not going to go through every Derek Carr sack since he's been with the Saints, but to me, it feels like at least half of these sacks could have possibly not have been sacks, could have maybe been throwaways or runs for no gain.
Hold on a second with the throwaways. Let's not forget his intentional grounding, which took us out of field goal range after the interception.
Let's not forget the pass that he threw to Andre Pete that the referee forgot to call.
Yeah. Even his throwaways include intentional groundings that cost us field goals. I'm sure we would have missed the field goal anyway.
I'm talking about scrambling out of the pocket and then throwing it away in a legal manner.
He throws it to Andres Pete. By the way, when he threw it to Andres Pete, I realized I just pronounced his name differently back to back there. But
full Ralph.
That is a full Ralph. When he threw it to Andres Pete, how did we not get flagged for illegal touching?
I don't know.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm still incredulous.
The refs just wanted to get that game over with. They're like, you want to get out of here. I got a flight to catch. I got to get out of here.
I was so confused. He threw it and I was like, wait a minute, is he eligible? Like, what's going on? And there was no penalty. I kept telling my son to be quiet. I was waiting for the ref to come out to give the explanation.
Don't tell the ref, son.
What in the actual F? Well, then my other question was,
the one that refs blow a lot is the clock runoff. They miss that a lot, like 20% of the time.
That guy's caught the ball. How do you not call that? That guy was
that one. Like I've never seen missed.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yes. Okay. I'm glad I'm not crazy.
The only thing I could think of is maybe the defensive lineman tipped the ball.
Maybe.
But I don't.
Oh, okay.
But
that had to have been something because we were all at the game, so we don't get the benefit of the broadcast.
Well, I was also losing my mind about roughing the kicker, and apparently, if he goes rugby style, and apparently that's legal, you can just destroy the punt.
That's right.
Well, that was going to be my other question. I thought that they missed. I thought that they didn't give us the roughing the kicker penalty, and so then to make up for it, they didn't call the Panthers on roughing the kicker. It seemed like both teams ran into the kicker.
No. You mean when we block the punt? If you block the punt, it can't.
You block the punt. You can dismember you can draw and quarter the punter.
Okay, so the one on us they didn't call because
you can't draw and quarter.
You can draw and quarter them. They don't care.
So the one on us they didn't call because Lou Headley is Australian. Got it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do that to Lou Headley because he'll shiv you. He will cut you. I wouldn't be doing that to Headley.
He might not be a good punter, but
guys, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey fresh strawberries from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof, blended and bottled in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Porch Jam Distillery. Hard Hide strawberry whiskey is not for the thin-skinned. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. It was awesome to see John from Hard Hide, and he was so excited.
I had it, like I said, I had it for the first time.
He was so
delicious.
excited about just the response that listeners of the podcast have given him about trying a Hard Hide, about how they love it, about how it's such a big part of our show. Like it was really cool. It was really cool to see a sponsor step up and make the commitment to the show like he's done, and it work out. And we can't thank him and you guys enough. So guys, I also want to remind you, you can, for donations, you can do text to speech donations. You pay $20, you text it, and then British guy will speak it and interrupt the show. Boom, the best $20 you ever spent. And
it's actually Bruce. We actually voice banked his.
We voice banked Bruce. Yeah.
I lost Steve Gleason. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I also want to tell people you should consider donating via Stream Elements by typing !donate in chat and click the link that appears. Twitch takes about 50% cut when you donate using bits. So if you spend less, this is a way for you to spend less, and it's easier for me to get drunk. It's a win-win. Even Andrew can use it. So just saying, you should consider it. Thomas, you have a donation update?
Yeah, speaking of, thanks to Hatchet John for 800 bits, and just now, Mike Bagger has subscribed for 16 straight months. Thanks, man.
Well, you guys must not be that excited about me drinking another IPA. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Trust me, I'm good with it.
So the Jimmy Graham suddenly back to being a 2011 red zone terror, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
It is infuriating and delightful all at the same time. We're going to play this Jimmy Graham soundbite, but could the Saints ride Jimmy Graham to red zone success in December? But Jimmy Graham, play that soundbite from him, Thomas. He was incredible after the game.
You know, there's nothing like scoring in this city and for this team and in this jersey. You know, it was magical, and you know, hopefully we get a lot more. And you know, I'm blessed to be able to play this game at 37. I feel like I've been kind of an underdog most of my life. You know, so every play I get out there in that jersey, you know, I play with a chip on my shoulder, and I'm always trying to prove people wrong. You know, I had to throw the walker to the side today to make a couple plays, but you know, it's magical playing in here.
This man came back after a year, proved he could do it, and the Saints have just let him sit on the sideline and watch.
Yeah.
It is infuriating. Dave, it is time for IPA Fest December for Juge.
I know we were joking before the show, immediately before the show. You guys were shocked that like the Saints coaching staff hasn't used Jimmy Moore. And I said, wait a minute, the coaching staff that you've been complaining about for the last 5-6 weeks that you want to eliminate and fire and get rid
months,
of
years.
Yeah. That same coaching staff, you're surprised that they're not, that they're making a poor decision by not putting Jimmy Graham out there. Yeah, Jimmy should be out there. Again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. There's only the ceiling for this offense is only so high, and that's because Derek Carr is holding back this offense. I'm going to die on this hill. Derek Carr is holding back.
I agree. I'll agree with you there. Like Derek Carr is holding him back, and it was a mistake, and they pay him too much. They should have just run it back with Andy Dalton. I will agree with you there.
Jimmy's got some left in the tank.
But here's the thing.
I will agree with you.
Like best case scenario for Jimmy Graham the last 4 weeks, Andrew.
First of all, wait, did Jimmy call that girl? Did he get a date with that fan yet? Have you seen that? There's a fan. No. She makes signs for every game. She's like desperately trying to, get a date with Jimmy. I'm sure he's aware of it.
I mean, is this realistic?
They're gonna fuck each other next.
Oh, she really makes signs. I'm sure.
No, but I mean, is this? Are they the same age? Is she good looking? Like, does this girl have a chance?
I'm not going to comment on the attractiveness. I'm assuming she's a similar age, yes. And it's not the Joker either, by the way. I know the Joker has been...
Wait, did we... Somebody...
Shut up, Dave!
Play that again, Thomas. Did somebody donate $20? Play that again, Thomas.
Let's get Ralph to puke. Sally, I need assistance. All the IPA for Juja.
Juja.
Thanks to your boy Allen, $28.3.
Your AI bot mispronounces names like Ralph.
That would be amazing. It could be like a Hallmark Christmas movie, Tight End for Love.
Yes. No, this it's got Hallmark Christmas movie written all over it. But I don't know. I don't know if she has a chance. Ambush brings up a good point. Maybe Kevin could get like sloppy seconds or something.
Oh my God.
I gotta say that Jimmy Graham bit, that was another special moment actually in the game. So actually between the block punt, the Jamal Williams stuff, the Jimmy touchdown, like there were actually some great moments in that game. It's amazing how Derek Carr just soils everything. But I just want to say this, Ralph.
Ruins the vibe. Derek Carr is just ruining the vibe. He ruins the vibe.
But Jimmy, it gives me goosebumps. And he's had a tough season. I think he knew that he was going to have like a reserve role this year, and he accepted it. But for him to be inactive, not be involved, it's been a tough season for him.
I would understand it more. Andrew, if Jimmy was inactive. I could understand it more if Juwan Johnson was competent.
Was tearing it up, right?
Juwan Johnson, I would argue, is the worst player on the Saints team this year. Worse than Carr, worse than whoever you want to say. He's been awful. Wow. He's been awful. Yeah. And so that to me makes the Jimmy Graham not playing make less sense. If Juwan Johnson had 35 catches and 4 touchdowns, you'd be like, Juwan Johnson's just younger.
It's not like Foster Moreau's been doing anything either. So look, we know what he is, and he showed it in the preseason. And he tore it up. He made those plays in the preseason in the red zone. All along, we've known what Jimmy Graham is at this stage of his career. And when this team started really struggling to produce in the red zone,
they went to Jimmy.
To not have Jimmy in there, to me, was just it's inexcusable.
Criminal.
Your dad asked, was Jamal Williams' 12-yard run a top 5 longest run of the year? Yes. The longest Saints run of the year. Longest Saints run of the year was 21 yards.
21
yards. But here's the thing, Dave.
That was the longest run of the game. It was the longest play from scrimmage until the A.T. Perry bomb.
You know what? We're talking about both of these things at the same time. So can I ask a question? So Jamal Williams, Jimmy Graham, both. I feel like I have felt like Jamal Williams has not been utilized properly, has been underutilized. Yeah. So
the times he has been used, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah. I know that, but one, is that a product of poor offensive line play? And two, is that a product? Yeah. And then two, is that a product of the fact that maybe he's more of a back that needs to get into a rhythm? He needs more touches.
I think it's
not anything else.
Yes.
But I think Jamal Williams. My main question is the Jimmy Graham thing and the Jamal Williams. Can we lump both of those into poor coaching decision making?
Yes.
Like maybe our coaches
or
are
utilization.
Not seeing what they have, not using them.
I think Jamal had some injury stuff that probably contributed to some degree, but I think when these guys were signed, it was really clear what they were going to be able to contribute. Jimmy Graham is a red zone target. Jamal Williams is a red zone runner. He's a physical runner that needs, he needs reps to get in there, and he's a battering ram. And for this offense to struggle, to not be able to convert third downs, to not be able to produce in the red zone, and basically eliminate these guys from the game plan, it's inexcusable.
Well, here's my.
I just thought like Jamal Williams is going to come in here, and I thought they were going to try and bring back the whole Thunder Lightning, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara thing, and it hasn't been that at all. They haven't given him anywhere near the Mark Ingram kind.
And Kendra Miller, he wins the award, the deadest body the Saints refused to put on IR.
And I would have swore against Detroit. I would have thought against your old team. You always let those guys have some extra touches, and they usually have a little extra juice. I was surprised. I thought for sure they were going to give him a chance and let him light him up. But
here's the thing that frustrates me, Andrew, is I feel like the Saints, the Saints fans, they don't really like DA. They kind of were negative going to the Carolina game. All that, I get it. But the thing is, the crowd, we love Taysom. We love Jimmy Graham. I almost wish, like on the opening series, the Saints against the Giants, get the ball to Taysom if he plays. Even get Jimmy a catch, because that will change the vibe. Like, the crowd may go to the stadium and be like, bleep DA, bleep Pete Carmichael, bleep whatever. Taysom rips off a 10-yard run. You hit Jimmy for a 5-yard pass and he's pumped up. Like, we like those things. Maybe it's nostalgia, whatever. Like, that makes us happy. Like, I would want to make the crowd happy at the beginning of the game. Your dad asked Kendra Miller, is he more dead than Peyton Turner? Did Dave? I'll let you.
But no, like Peyton, I think Sean Payton always had a understanding of what was important to the fans, what teams they dislike the most.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there was an opportunity to insult Atlanta, or the circle of life thing with Greg Williams,
yes.
or like if there was a player, forget the fans for a second. If there was a player playing his old team and there was an opportunity to get that guy in the end zone, like for a revenge touchdown, like I think Sean Payton was always hyper aware of those things. Yeah. And he always tried hard to scheme that. And like that made watching the Saints so much more fun.
Like he's like Jeremy Shockey playing the Giants in 2009.
There's no way Sean Payton would have done Jimmy Graham dirty like this.
That's right.
Especially if his team sucked in the red zone.
Yeah, it's funny. Aldi Marino made a funny comment. He says, we always go with plan A, and if that doesn't work, we just keep at it and stick with plan A. And it's funny because, and you always hear...
keep chopping wood.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You always hear Dennis Allen say, keep chopping wood, that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, like, you know what? Maybe that's a terrible idea. Like, if you're chopping wood and it's not working, maybe it's time to move on to a different tree.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe do particle board.
Some balsa wood.
I like
composite.
Andrew, I like your dad.
I hadn't thought about that, but we're making changes is like turning a cruise ship here. It's we're doing it too slowly. We need to be more adept, more adroit.
I like Andrew's dad. Pettiness supreme. Pettiness as a critical coaching trait. It is. Sean Payton's pettiness was fuel. It was the secret sauce of the success.
God damn. All right. Maybe
by the way, Sean Payton is only a game out of first in the AFC West. just saying.
The days of him being 1-5.
It's a long way away. The Denver, their defense is good. He's got Russell Wilson. They have a better record than the Saints now, don't they? They do. They can run.
You know what the most disgusting thing about this is he's got Russell Wilson, washed Russell Wilson playing pretty well. You freaking know Derek Carr's QB rating would be like 7 points higher.
Dude, Sean Payton has the Broncos playing like the Saints want to play. They play good defense and they just smash mouth people with the run game.
Hey, now you're an all-star.
They just, So before we get to the defense, Thomas, give us a donation update.
All right, let me see. We had one new donation from Who.Golf, 600 bits, and we have a new MVP leader who is your boy Allen. Is he trying to make it 2 in a row? He won last week. Right now, he's in the lead with 5,800 bits. Right behind him, Hatchet John, 5,300, and in the third place, Who.Golf.
Well, most of all, I really am thankful that it doesn't look like I'm going to be drinking another IPA.
I mean, only 2K away. Only 2K away.
Oh, God.
You never know.
So here's the thing I want to yeah, my body does too. Here's the thing I want to talk about. The defense. They were amazing. Carolina's dreadful. Bryce Young is a complete disaster. But he's terrible.
Jesus.
They ran for 200 yards. But here's the thing.
Broadside of a barn.
Here's the thing I want to talk about, Andrew, because you get annoyed with me in our text during the week and questions that I ask you. And I've always said, I said, listen, We make fun of DA. We don't think he's a good coach, and that can all be true. But he's got to figure out a solution or something to try to get him out of this and try to get him a third year. And what I noticed Sunday is I think DA has decided his plan of attack. Thomas, do you have the soundbite ready? It's one of our iconic soundbites.
Yes, sir.
I think he's doing it. Play it, Thomas.
Solve your problems with aggression.
They were blitzing like a son of a bitch, Andrew. He was even blitzing at the end of the half on the Hail Mary with Carolina. I think DA is going to try to blitz his way to year 3. And I got to say, like, I'm for it. Like, he's chosen violence. I like it. Like, I don't know if it'll work.
Rain.
Because I don't know if the Saints, if it can work. But I think DA has decided he's going to try to blitz his way to wins and better defense. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I thought you were going to play a soundbite. Is that not coming?
No, the soundbite was the solve your problems with aggression.
I see.
Yeah, that was the sound.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always thought about blitzing. Better to go down in flames and at least go down swinging, as opposed to death by 1,000 paper cuts kind of thing. So,
Dave, how do you feel about? Well, I don't know what Dave. Are you? Dave, how do you feel about the Greg Double G plan?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with this. Yeah, that's the Dr. Heat zero safety special.
We need to bring that back.
I'm not sure I can advocate for it because when you mention this, I'm just getting I'm getting like NFC Championship flashbacks. I'm seeing Vernon Davis.
I'll be back.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. It's risky. It's risky. And you can do. That's the thing is, and that's why we saw it last week, because they're going against a quarterback like Bryce Young. Obviously, the game plan was like, we see what this guy does. He's gonna have to beat us, and we don't think he can beat us. And they were absolutely right. He couldn't complete a pass. He was overthrowing, underthrowing everything, missing everybody. Any other quarterback, I think, would have beaten the shit out of the Saints. But I don't think that necessarily is going to be the game plan for other. I don't hope that's not going to be the game plan for Tommy Cutlets, because he will slice you up nice and thin.
We'll
like
get to that in a minute.
Piece of gabagool. I'm going to get rum. I got to go get rum.
Bleep shine box Tommy Cutlets. I hope this. I'm all in on stuffing Tommy Cutlets in a locker. I'm so tired of this. So now everybody's leaving me, so I'll have to wait to do this shot. It smells.
The puke meter and you, man.
The puke meter is high. I'm really nervous about this because I've been full disclosure, I had severe fever Monday and yesterday, and I haven't really eaten. It's not been good in the Marlboro household. This liquor, it does smell good. I give it a little nip. It tastes pretty good. I'm excited about it. But yeah, I don't know where Andrew and Dave ran off to. DA is auditioning to be Sean's DC in 2024. No, Vance Joseph isn't going anywhere. Jason Champagne. No. And
let me just say, I did really, really did not enjoy this beer.
And here's the thing. Who Dat Ambush says, as bad as Bryce Young was, I would take him over Carr.
No.
At least
no.
The only reason I would take him over.
No way.
No.
The only reason
Absolutely
I
not.
make some of those throws if his arm wasn't totally dead. But
the only reason to take Bryce Young is his contract is $130 million less.
Right. Can we do that? Can we? I'll trade.
Can we trade the contract?
Yeah, and then can we trade for
like in the NBA,
the guy from Cincinnati or whatever?
I mean, put look at both of their stats this season. Like, you think Derek Carr is bad? Like, it's not even close.
Like, I'm gonna say this: Bryce Young, his arm velocity, Andrew, it reminded me of Werfel.
They've broken him. Carr misses some throws, but Bryce Young is number one, he's missing shit out of bounds by 20 yards. Like, I mean, he has some. Remember how bad Cam Newton's misses were in some of those games? Like, it's like that level. Not only did I see that, I think I watched in that game a mental panic where it could be 4th and 2. It could be like down and distance wasn't even a factor in his mind. It was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. I better just bomb it long and hope for the best.
That's a great point.
I felt like he would throw 50-50 balls downfield, hoping for pass interference or whatever. And then they weren't even accurate enough for him to have a chance at a play. It was horrible.
Jason Champagne has a great comparison. He says Bryce Young is Dollar General Kyler Murray. It's true. It's true because Kyler Murray was small, but Kyler Murray, everything else is elite.
Bryce Young is as bad as this beer.
Ugh, I'm scared of this. I'm scared of the shot. Not because it's going to be bad to taste, but I don't think my body can handle it. It says dark chocolate vanilla whiskey for a very good time.
Wow, give that guy a raise. Whoever that copywriter was that came up with that.
Here we go.
All right, so far Ralph's not.
Yeah, it's been a little
we got a little reaction there. Not as bad as the watermelon, I don't think. No, I think he's okay. I think this was like I'm gonna say this was a
sub
5.
This is sub 5.
You think it's sub 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh, I mean, he's kind of dragging a little bit. Oh.
If he wasn't sick, I think this would be sub 5.
This would be a 2 if I wasn't. This would be a 2 or a 1 if I wasn't sick. It was tasty. It was good, but the sickness puts it at like a 7. Oh.
So the first one was worse?
The first one was way worse.
You said 7 last time.
Yeah, but that was a full experience 7. This one is a 7 because of the sickness. Like, I'm worried that my body can't handle it. Hey, Sally, I need assistance. I need assistance. My wife, if I throw up tonight or fall apart, she will come on this podcast, take over the mic and say he deserves it. She told me, she said, "Don't you be drinking. You're too sick. You get what you get." She won't help me.
I'll respond to my dad. Yes. It looks like Shaheed will play this week.
That's big because Olave's got a hurt
ankle. It looks like Taysom's coming back as well.
That's good. That's more important.
Yeah.
The hotline was.
Let's go.
The hotline is 2 parts. We have the hotline and then we have the after hotline party. We have 14 calls. The uncensored version is almost 13 minutes long. The Saints won, but people were still pissed. If you don't know the score, you'd think the Saints lost. Overall, it was a very high quality hotline. So make sure to listen to the uncensored version, patrons. That's a perk you get. Thomas, hit the hotline.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Saints are up 14-3, but it's not impressive. I feel like you could field a team of 11 Ralphs, and they would still be up 6-3.
Hey, we're in the fourth quarter, and the Panthers just failed on yet another 4th down attempt. The only thing interesting about this game is watching a team that actually steps on more rakes than we do.
Miguel Diaz's son, nephew Sewell, blocking a punt will rule the 4th fumble and the goal for a touchdown. Cannot situate my anger. You know, Pete Carmichael, the fucking bastard, doesn't know how to call a fucking ball game. I mean, he dialed a fucking deep shot at A.T. Perry and got bailed the fuck out. He did not want to run the ball against a 31st ranked run defense for whatever fucking reason. He was averaging over 4.5 yards per carry, and he decided, no, I'm going to throw the fucking ball with a porous offensive line. A fucking
Butteridge is like, to hell with the accent.
That's what he decided to fucking do, and he deserves every fucking he deserves for this fucking game. I don't give a fucking shit if the Saints won a game. It felt empty. It felt hollow. It felt like this was a game that they should have lost, but didn't because the team that they played against decided to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. It wasn't like this game wasn't hard to win or anything. No, it was please take this victory from us. We just want to fuck shit up and not give a damn about what the fuck is happening. done with this bullshit.
Go Bucks. Oh, man, this is hilarious. What a fucking garbage paw division this is. Oh, it's embarrassing. But you know what? We got the win. Go Saints.
Thank God the Panthers are the absolute worst team I've ever seen in my life, because the Saints are otherwise the worst team I've ever seen in my life,
worst.
with the exception of they put together maybe like 5 good plays.
Guys, today's win was a disaster for the Saints. The last thing we needed was a win today to extend the agony of the Dennis Allen tenure as Saints head coach. I've seen enough. I'm done. These guys are not playing for these coaches. They're continually putting guys in bad positions. They are not preparing the team well enough to go out there and play games. It's getting guys damn near killed. I've never seen anything this bad since the Ditka era, and it's got to stop. This ain't it. I don't care that we won 28-6. It's about as hollow a victory as I've ever seen as a Saints fan. And that's saying a lot, because I've been through some shit as a Saints fan. You know, I've been through 1-15, 3-3-13s. I've been through the entire Ditka era, which was a total and complete shit show. I've seen enough. Yes. I'm done. I'm done on DA. Fire his ass. Okay? He might be a good guy. He might be a good defensive coordinator. He's been a good soldier all these years. But you know what? At some point, you have to recognize it's not working, and you have to make a change. And I'm there. I'm totally f***ing there. Done. Champagne out.
I mean, the Saints won 28-6.
Wait, what about the French guy?
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. That's the after Hotline disco party. This is like a French guy. Maybe
the French guy is like 10 minutes long, man.
Wait, when do I get? I don't want to
cut that up.
You cut it
I
up.
want to listen to that.
So, Thomas, you didn't like cut up like the best.
No.
Come on.
That's for patrons only, man.
It's for
patrons. I know. Well, but I want to listen to it and have.
I want to taste. I don't need the whole thing. I just want to taste.
Wait, did you?
It was kind of when I did the Malort. I did a half shot. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't
can we do that?
Thing.
Can we do that for an extra episode, like we and Ralph? Like that? Can that be what we talk about? Like for
maybe. No, I don't think I've released it yet. Or Thomas, did I? No,
you didn't. No.
I got 2 things that after listening to this, wow, that was negative. I got it.
Rich,
they won 28-6.
And they won 28-6.
You would have no fucking idea.
That was negative.
You would have thought they lost 28-6.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I got 2 comments. The first one has nothing to do with the game. I looked at the Giants injury report today.
Yeah.
It was about half as long as the Saints. They played on Monday night. they have a day less recovery, and
we're good.
And every single dude, it was like 6 dudes on the report, and they were all limited or full. Not even any DNPs. The Saints thing's like twice as long. Half the guys are missing. Like, it was disgusting. It's just like it's the Saintsiest thing ever. So
it is.
Once again, the other team is much less injured than the Saints. I don't know how that's possible when they played on Monday night, but apparently it is.
Yeah.
So the other thing I'm going to say is I've decided, Ralph, and I may change my opinion after the game on Sunday, but I think I'm going all in on like this whole like positivity thing. Like, the more I think about it, like the Nephi Sewell block punt was awesome. Jamal Williams, the Jimmy Graham touchdown. Like, I'm choosing to see the good. Like, there's just too much negativity. I'm all in on DA. I'm all in on Derek Carr.
Listen,
if for nothing else, then it pisses Dave off.
Here's
first place, 6 and 7. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
It's gonna be.
Let's go. I talked to my son earlier, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, I didn't go to a Saints game this year." And I'm like, "Well, the next this Sunday is the Giants, and we're not going to be in New Orleans, and then we're going to be back in town, and it's road LA, road Tampa. So and then by the time we fly back to Virginia, it's the Falcons are in January. So we can't do a game this year. I'm sorry, son." And then he's like, "Well, what about if we make the playoffs?" And I said, "You know what? Yes. If they make the playoffs,
we'll go.
We're flying to New Orleans and we're going to the game. We're going to the playoff game." And my son, he's 13.
You want to buy my tickets?
He's never been to an NFL playoff game. He's like, "God, that would be amazing." And for a split second,
this is
I saw through his eyes a pure eyes that hasn't been, bludgeoned by the sins of Saints teams past. I was like, you know what? That would be awesome to go to a Saints home playoff game and beat the shit out of the Cowboys and be in that number and cheer for them. So you know what, Dave? I know it pisses you off. That makes me feel even better. 6-7, first place. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go,
right.
baby.
Ralph, do not interrupt. It's my turn now. I get to defend myself. This is speech and debate. Were you not on the speech?
It might be the 2 IPAs. I don't care.
It's
this
definitely
is happening.
The 2 IPAs.
Lube up.
Look, first of all, I'm not taking a negative approach on. I want them to win, but I have to admit, I don't necessarily want the fruits of their labor. I don't necessarily want them to win the division, and then I don't necessarily want to pay $600 for 2 tickets to go watch them lose. And look, it's very admirable. It's nice that you want to take your son to his first playoff game, but I think you're choosing a very.
You want to win the South and then have the
life
season
is
end.
all about memories.
You just want to.
Life is.
I know
all
he's gonna.
about,
I know that's what I'm saying. He's gonna remember getting on a damn plane and traveling.
How do you think
miles.
Seattle fans think about Beastquake? How many fans, when it was 12 degrees in Seattle, were like, you know what? They're 7-9. This team sucks. The Saints are going to blow us out.
The
Drew Brees
Eagles
is
are
going to carve us up. I don't want to go. I'm not going to go. This team sucks. They're going to lose anyway. I'm not going to go.
No.
How many of the fans that were in the stadium that day and experienced Beastquake still talk about it to this day?
The Eagles are a fraud. If the Saints can get the Eagles in the 4-5 matchup, they can beat the Eagles. The Eagles are a fraud. The Saints have a better.
They cannot be. They cannot.
Wow, that is as hot of a take
the
as
Eagles
ever had.
In fact, the Saints started this entire Eagles run because didn't they play Jalen Hurts in his first game?
And that's right. I don't care. The Eagles are a
for
fraud.
200 fucking yards. Okay,
the Eagles are a fraud. The Saints will be.
When Tommy DeVito carves our ass up this weekend, I'll be singing a different tune.
Listen, it might be over.
But in the here and now, let's go, baby.
The Dennis
let's
Allen,
go.
The Dennis
let's
Allen
go,
era, the Dennis Allen era might be over next Thursday.
Did you say,
about this time.
Ralph, I have a hard time hearing. Did you say error or error?
Error, either or. But they play the Giants on Sunday, right. Rams on Thursday. It could all be over by then, or they could be 8-7 and in full command of everything.
Let's go.
I'm just saying, it's in full command of first place along with 2 other teams.
No, because guess what? Tampa ain't beating Green Bay, and I'm going to tell you this:
we're running the table.
Atlanta,
fuck it.
Atlanta,
we are not beating the Rams. So.
I'm not saying Atlanta's losing to Carolina because that takes a special kind of suck that I don't think is possible. But they're going to be it's going to be a mud wrestling fight for 3 quarters because Atlanta, their defensive line is decimated with injuries. I'm just saying.
Here's what I will say.
Who's the coach again? I forget. What?
It's going to be fun. Tabor? We got a fun.
No. The guy that I can't say his nickname on air. But the guy that a mutual friend of ours called.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
You guys remember this? Who's the defensive coordinator for Atlanta?
Ryan Nielsen.
Ryan Nielsen. If you want to know what Ryan Nielsen's nickname was inside the Saints locker room, message me on Discord. I'll tell you. But I'm not going to say this publicly. But Ryan Nielsen with no defensive lineman, I'm sure that's going to go great.
I'm just saying. Like the Saints being 7-7 and alone in first place would be hilarious. So, guys, the Saints Happy Hour viewer mailbag is brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Tom for finger guns. Thomas, do we have other questions bangers tonight?
Yes. Good thing you asked, man.
All right, good.
Questions are bangers.
So what do we got?
Like, yeah, the shit ton of banger questions. Bangers
Oh, yeah.
only.
Here we go.
Bangersonly.com, man. All right. First question of the show from Who Dat. If Trevor Penalty is targeted by Carr for an illegal forward pass, but avoids catching it, thus avoiding a penalty, does time reverse?
That is a great question.
Oh, that's incredible.
Well, now, first of all, even if he doesn't catch it, wouldn't we still get called for a penalty?
I mean, the biggest upset would be Trevor Penalty seeing the field at this point.
I mean, he's like, I think people hate Trevor Penalty way less than they hated Marcus Davenport. Like,
That's because he didn't take up 2 first-round picks, right?
They traded up for him though. Like people are just like he's just, you know what it is? I guess Davenport, like we saw glimpses of like what he could be, and it frustrated us to no end. With Trevor Penalty, we're just like, he's trash. Next, like we're just like,
yeah, he's just labeled a bust.
He's a bust.
Davenport was a bust, but it like he made plays, so it's like he could have been great if he wasn't.
He had one
injured.
good season.
Are you saying Trevor Penning is like the one thing that this coaching staff has just quickly moved on from and
yes,
changed? Okay.
I mean,
dude. I mean, it is absolutely nuts that Landon Young is the jumbo tackle. They're not even playing him there. That's nuts.
That to me feels like it's a preparation. Something is. It's not just on-field talent, like something is very, very amiss there. And I think in the off-season, Cat Terrell or Nick Underhill or somebody's going to write an article, and we're going to be like, "Oh, that's fucked up," and it's going to explain a lot. With
I have very little hope for him. Like
none.
Like with Ruiz and some other guys, I've been like, maybe it takes time. I'm ready to label him as a bust. Dunzo.
What's next, Thomas?
All right, next question. Who's the next question from? It's from Bulky. Bulky asks, short question. Was that the saddest 20-plus point win you've ever seen?
Yes.
I mean, considering I think the hotline says it all. I could not believe that hotline. That
not
was
even
crazy.
Close. I can't ever remember. Like,
are we being prisoner of the moment? But I can't think of anything.
I mean, because here's the thing: even when even in the Ditka years, they had a game. I want to say 98 with Ditka, where they were like 4-8, and they played Dallas with Kerry Collins at quarterback, and they stomped Dallas out like 23-3. And you knew the Saints weren't going anywhere. You knew it didn't lead to anything. And it was like Mardi Gras up in that dome. We were like, we held Emmitt Smith to 8 yards rushing. We just curb stomped the Cowboys. This is amazing. And the Saints could have won that game 40-6. People wouldn't have cared. Like it was just like it really was the saddest 20-point win I can ever remember.
I mean, I think we're being prisoners of the moment. I think it's important to remember that we've been in a division with Carolina, Atlanta, and Tampa for a really long time. Even when we were in the NFC West, we played Tampa and Atlanta.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, some pretty pathetic franchises.
I mean, like I said, I put on Twitter, I said, who has the sadder future, Carolina or the Saints? And it was like 52-48 Carolina.
Yeah, but that was after like 3 people voted because you have no patience and like you just wanted to. You already moved on after that to the next tweet.
I don't know. I would much rather be the Saints than Carolina.
Yeah, actually.
And the trading away of Christian McCaffrey is like the saddest thing I've ever seen.
That's right. They traded up for a franchise quarterback who's terrible, and they traded away one of their like top 5 players all time, and he's killing it.
And now Chicago's going to get Caleb Williams.
I don't know. I guess my question is I feel like the Panthers situation is easier to get out of, like financially, and
that's true.
Maybe.
I mean, that's my thinking.
Yeah.
See, that's my
the Saints cap thing is horrible.
I know. That's my thing.
The whole thing about the Saints cap thing is like Derek Carr can't be bad.
The Saints the Saints cap salary cap situation.
He's going at the top of this arc.
As hard as it is to believe, it actually got worse last week because they redid the cap evaluation and it went down. So instead of being like $73 million over, they're going to be $87 million over.
Oh, that's great. Wonderful.
By the way, I want to say, ever since the Detroit game 2 weeks ago, my son has been vehemently screaming, "We want Jameis!" Like at the game, like on a regular basis. And like I don't condone him saying this. Like, yeah, I'm okay with if Jameis goes in there, I'll be okay with it. Let's have some fun. Let's sling it around. But I'm not going to go out there and cheer like this. But and then so I bought him.
They shouldn't have let Derek Carr out there. Like he's too hurt. There's no way Jameis would have been worse.
Jameis might have turned the ball over a bunch of times.
Well, it was funny. Like I texted you guys.
Carr threw a pick.
I texted you guys. True. I was like, "Do you guys think that like because he up to that point he hadn't even thrown anything beyond 20 yards?" I was like, "You think he's like injured? Like he can't even physically throw it?" And then of course that was when he threw it down to Olave, and then Olave dropped it. Like, my God,
that was a dime.
I know. I said
the throw to A.T. Perry wasn't as good. Like A.T. Perry made a good play, but the throw to Olave was a freaking dime.
Basket. He dropped it in Olave's basket. Yeah. No excuses for that. Like Olave should have had that.
Olave had the flu, by the way.
Well, hey, look, Ralph's sick and he's here taking shots.
That's right. Ralph's making it happen.
I don't want to hear it. But anyway, but we were back down in our regular seats this past game, and my son is still on the Jameis train, and he's still cheering, "We want Jameis." And there were other people near us also in our section singing, chanting, "We want Winston." You know, there was some confusion. They didn't know whether we were going to go with the "We want Jameis."
Aldi Mourinho says, "Play like a champion, no excuse."
But we settled on "We want Jameis." But I mean, by the end of the game, there were multiple factions of people chanting, "We want Jameis," just in our section alone.
I will say this: post fight with Eric McCoy, Derek Carr was 8 of 10 for 2 touchdowns.
Eric McCoy needs to get in his face more often.
Yeah, I know. Maybe Eric McCoy had a fucking point.
You know, my thing with Jameis is, everyone's like, "Oh, he's a good teammate." Like, he refused to play last year. I broke that news. They were ready to start him. They're like, "All right, let's go." And he's like, "You know what? I'm not going to do it." It was a similar situation to Zach Wilson and all that. And I caught a bunch of heat for reporting that. But it's the truth, and I don't care. And, I'm not the biggest Jameis fan because I don't think he's very good. And I think he made, on some level, I get it because, he felt betrayed by the coaching staff. And he was like, why would I fight for them after what they did to me? But, he chose to come back after all that. So he took a pay cut and all that. So, the times that Jameis Winston has come in, and we've talked about it on this show. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's unfair to Jameis. He's coming in cold." I've watched CJ Beathard and whatever else, Nick Mullins,
Jake
come in
Browning.
and make. Yeah, I've watched them come in and hit a 6-yard hitch route that Jameis cannot hit. So I don't want to hear it. Like, the dude can't make the easiest of humdrum throws. And I think he sucks. So, and having said that,
that's how bad we think Carr sucks.
I don't think there's any way Jameis would have played worse than Carr in this game. No way. No chance.
And all-time bad.
And in the third quarter, I looked at my buddy James, who's next to me in the game. I'm like, they got to put Jameis in. They got to. Like, there's no way he would be worse than what's at quarterback right now.
I don't think. Unless Derek Carr gets hurt, like Dennis Allen.
Yeah, he's committed. He's pot committed. And part of it's the contract. But I just think and this has now been a theme of this coaching staff. A guy is too hurt to play and they roll with him anyway. Ugh. And I just think that's bad physical management, bad judgment. Like sometimes you got to protect a guy from himself. Of course, Jameis with a broken back is going to say, I can go, coach. And of course, Derek Carr is going to say, yeah, I got a couple broken ribs and my shoulder's messed up and I just had a concussion, but I'm good to go, coach. Of course they're going to say that. They're competitors. And you know what? I wouldn't want them on my team if they didn't say that. But sometimes you got to protect your players from themselves. And I think that's a common mistake by the staff. And so, like, Jameis Winston should have started this game. Having said that, so I think that's indicative just that this coaching staff sucks. But hopefully, Carr will be better this week after another, week of healing his ailments.
We got to make sure Tommy DeVito gets made. But Thomas, what's next?
That was a question. Jesus, that was the longest answer ever.
Yeah.
What was the question? I forgot.
It doesn't matter. Next question, man. And from Jeff Drunken asks.
Jeff
Drunken. I like that. That's actually really good.
All right. I like it. Jeff Drunken.
Johnny V changed his name on Discord.
It's Johnny.
He asks, what does DA use that red Sharpie for? Wrong answers only.
What kind of wood to chop?
It doesn't make sense.
What kind
right. Because
what doesn't make sense?
What kind of wood to chop?
Well,
because the correct answer, that's DA, is that he's not making any changes to plays.
Coach better. Do your job. He's
coach better. Do your job. That's what it's about.
I don't know. Somehow he uses the red Sharpie to be like, we're going to run the end around with Lynn Bowden on this.
He's doing Sudoku. He's doing the Sudoku. He's doing the New York Times crossword puzzle.
I thought you meant seppuku. All right.
Seppuku.
Sudoku.
Vegas, if you take a shit right there, I will smack you in the face. Cat's about.
Your cat's name is Vegas?
Vegas, yeah.
Too late, man.
Too late. He just looked at me and said, "What is up? This is happening."
Sharpie for.
I mean, at least
this is happening. Lube up.
At least he's not like Matt Patricia, who had a pencil and a laminated play sheet where you can't you couldn't even write on.
That's the best.
You couldn't even write on the laminated play sheet with the pencil. So at least DA's got it together. I don't know, maybe he's making he's picking out DoorDash orders, or what, he's probably just doodling pictures, I bet you. Not even plays, he's just drawing smiley face, frown, stickers. I don't know.
He's making his grocery list, man.
He's figuring out what he's going to do with all that severance Gail's going to pay him on January 8th.
His buyout.
Yeah.
Thomas, what's next?
All right, final question. Final question from Nolai Fredo. He asks, do you think Derek Carr's family could block for him as well on the field as they block his critics on social media?
No way. Darren Carr.
Who?
And
Darren?
Darren is his other brother.
There's another one?
And David Carr. They block on the Twitters at all pro levels.
They did the all D thing with all their kids. They had more than 2 kids, and they did the all D thing.
All the D's.
Oh man.
Blockity block party. It's blocks everywhere.
I may have opinions about that. Is there a girl? Do they have a sister too, Deborah?
I don't know, but Andrew, Derek Carr, he's really, 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 really thin-skinned.
Yeah,
I find. Would you agree with that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I did like his interview today, just about how he handles the booze, and he explain like lessons that he taught his kids. I mean, I clearly the booze affect his family. And look, like they should. You know, I mean, we like to pretend that these guys should be robots and always give the best answers.
You were saying booze. I thought you were talking about alcohol.
Booze.
Booze.
Yeah.
Booze. BOZE. No, BOO apostrophe S.
I was like, wait, does he have a drinking?
I mean, my wife, she booed me when I came home.
Me too, man.
My wife booed me when I came home today. It hurt me. It hurt me.
Talking about the fans booing him. Got it.
I don't know. I kind of have a love-hate thing with Carr. I kind of go up and down with him.
If he was
right now, I hate him.
If he was just a little bit more self-deprecating, I think we'd go a long way to people liking him. So
when did you love him? When he was 4 for 5 in the red zone?
I loved it. My peak of Derek Carr love was after he hit Rashid Shaheed in the Tennessee game. It was that clip where he's like, just run. That was the peak love affair for me with Derek Carr. It's been all downhill since then. So
I think we're actually in his press conference. He said, "I think Jimmy Graham might be my favorite teammate I've ever had."
Wow!
And he knew he'd like the code to my heart.
Jimmy Graham
It hit me different.
Jimmy Graham at 37 saving Dennis Allen's job and infuriating Saints Twitter. Yet they love Jimmy Graham.
I'm here for it.
Would be something
How conflicted would they be?
I will love it forever. Like we could just build Jimmy a statue. I would love it. Thomas, before we get to game preview, give us a quick donation update.
No new donations, so Hatchet John still in the lead, 7,300 bits. Your boy Allen in the second place.
Your boy. All right, so
here's the thing, real quick. As impossible as you think this is,
real quick,
it's not that impossible.
If the Saints are on the table,
oh my God,
and Carr doesn't play amazing, but like Jimmy Graham scores 4 touchdowns in 4 weeks, and let's say Kamara goes off, and the defense gets a little better, Granderson starts to do 1 sack a game, he gets to double digits, and like we would all get behind that shit,
dude.
I know we would.
Right, like, dude. All they have to do, beat the Giants, go to LA, and I think the Rams are significantly better than the Saints, but we'll see. But beat the Giants, go to LA on Thursday, and beat the Rams. They'll be 8-7. They'll probably be in first place by themselves. Huh. We get a happy Christmas. And we get to watch the NFC South teams knowing that the Saints have already won. We will be 100% back in.
Well, look,
locked in.
It's kind of a silly question because, like, there's no way that the Saints aren't going to play like they've been playing. Like, obviously, they got away with a win last week, and we're all upset about it.
They can't possibly play worse.
No, but what I'm saying is. No, but what I'm saying,
challenge accepted.
But what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is like if they get to the point where like they can potentially make the playoffs, like they've obviously played better. They're not going to play like they're playing now, and those two worlds cannot exist at the same time.
This year is horrible.
And so like yes, if they're at the point where they're playing to make the playoffs, so they're in the playoffs, like there has been a systemic change in the team,
that's
that has made them much better and much more fun to watch. And obviously, we would all buy in.
Well, here's the thing for me: if they are 8-8 if they're 8-8 playing the Falcons, and it's beat the Falcons, go to the playoffs, or lose to the Falcons and don't go to the playoffs.
Everybody's up for that. Everybody's
like
up.
No. If you're like, I want the Saints to lose to the Falcons for whatever fire deal, blah blah. Like I'm done with you. Like. If it's beat the Falcons, win the South, like if you're not all in, give me your Saints card, because if you're not up for beating,
because your draft pick is fucked at that point anyway.
Yeah, like forget about it. Like I don't like forget the draft pick. Forget it. I don't want to watch Atlanta celebrate a division title with hats and T-shirts on the Superdome floor. But anyway, okay. So game picks. Before we get to the game picks and the preview. I talked to Thomas like a month ago, and I was like, listen, if they play the Giants and they play Tommy DeVito, that's the Joe Pesci character in Goodfellas. I need you to make a montage. And Thomas told me, Ralph, don't worry about it. I got Goodfellas on my hard drive. I love that movie. I love that movie. It's done. So Thomas, you made a montage of the best of Tommy DeVito from Goodfellas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So play it. We got to make sure Tommy DeVito gets made. Play it.
He will.
How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. You call embarrassing me in front of my friends, don't know, like to call me a fucking deadbeat? I can't believe this. Prejudice against a Jew broad. Prejudice against Italian. I'm trying to bang this fucking broad. You wanna help me out?
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Motherfucking mutt! You fucking piece of shit!
Don't worry. I know a place up safe. I'll never find. Come on, let's get some more tape.
I don't want to get blood on your floor. Go get me a fucking drink. Move it, you little prick. Dance. Dance the fucking drink back here. Now he's moving.
You let this fucking punk get away with that? What's the matter? What's the
You
world
gotta be
coming
watching
to?
this on you.
What the fucking world is coming to? How do you like that?
You couldn't do nothing about it.
Oh my God!
Funny. You
Oh my God! That's
YouTube.
That might be the best. That might be your best work ever, Thomas.
See him mix in the clips of the.
Put that on YouTube. Put that on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. If that doesn't go viral, we're never gonna make it.
How come we can play half of the Goodfellas movie, but we can't sing a song for more than 5 seconds?
I don't know.
We get shut down. How is this fucking possible?
We can do nudity now, though, Dave.
Oh well,
Twitch is
Andrew,
allowed.
I'm getting your DMs. Minus points are coming,
why
man.
didn't you tell me that we could do
Minus
nudity?
points.
I don't know why.
I'm warning you.
I don't know what's been taking so long.
Shit, Dave.
I would have done this a long time ago.
Oh my God!
I don't.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
What is going on here?
That escalated quickly.
The meth nog.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
Thankfully, the camera is from the nipples up.
So, Thomas, could you recap last week and where we stand?
Not only minus points for Andrew, but also for Dave, I guess. So plus 1 point for Dave, Ralph and Kevin for predicting Saints to win. Minus 2 points for Dave and Ralph for choosing Jameis and Kendrick Miller, who both got 0 points. Juwan Johnson, plus 1 point for Andrew with only 3 fantasy points. And Jimmy got Kevin plus
well
2
done,
points.
Kevin.
Yeah. Well, Kevin just is just dominating.
Schooling us. I can't believe that Jameis didn't play. I mean, that was really...
So...
I could have caught up to Kevin.
So
let's look at the current
Saints...
standings. 17 points, Andrew, Dave 11, Ralph 4, and Kevin 20.
All right, I'll
Kevin's
go first.
getting away again.
The Saints are a 6-point favorite in this game, which seems really crazy considering the Giants are 5-8.
That seems like a lot.
No way. What the? Really? I'm betting Giants right now.
The Giants are 5-8.
Money line.
The Giants are 5-8. The Saints are 6-7. The Giants have won 3 in a row.
6-point favorites. That's fucking crazy.
But I'm gonna say this: like, Saints fans on Twitter disgust me. The fear they have of Tommy DeVito, who, by the way, the Giants have scored 20 points 3 times all year. They've never done it consecutively. Tommy DeVito, he's been sacked 69 freaking times, and that includes
he had 69. Mm-hmm.
Not getting sacked Monday. So divide 69 by 13.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's
He's getting sacked like 5-6 times a week. I don't fear the dude, and I don't respect the guy who lives at home with his mom and dad, and he's like, can afford to live by himself. No, I don't respect him. And his agent looks like a guy who plays the saxophone Wednesday night for a jazz band.
His agent looked like Carmen Sandiego's brother.
He did. And it, like, Saints fans, and the thing that annoys me, Andrew, is I get that Saints fans are pessimistic because Dennis Allen's not a good coach and the Saints haven't been good in 2 years. I get all that. But the thing that annoys me with the pessimistic Saints fans is they never acknowledge their pessimism. Like, all last week, all I heard in my time, Bryce Young, he's mobile. He's going to tear Dennis Allen up. Dennis Allen can't handle mobile quarterback. Bryce Young, he's gonna get that second win. He's gonna tear the Saints up. You'll watch. And then it doesn't happen. They never acknowledge, oh, I was wrong. My negativity got the best of me. I was prisoner of the moment. Like they lost 3 in a row. Blah blah. But
it's a really long game prediction.
So what's your prediction, man? Get to it, man.
My optimism. Saints 27-13.
I mean, you're gonna do
Tommy
like 3 other
DeVito
podcasts leading up to this game.
Tommy DeVito is getting made like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. 7-7. Saints remain in first place, maybe by themselves. Thomas, have I picked Jamal Williams for my player of the game?
They're not in first.
Yeah.
Okay, I pick A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry it is.
That's my pick.
Let me find him first.
I don't even know who is available for me to pick anymore.
I'm running out of dudes. The pickets are slim, Dave.
Everyone's gonna pick Jimmy.
What?
I'm gonna go because I'm going squarely against Ralph here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm from New York. And I'm actually I'm giving up my Saints fandom. I'm now on the Tommy Cutlets train.
God,
get on board. He's doing great things for Italian Americans. I am Italian American from New York myself. I feel like he represents me. I feel like he represents the Italian American community in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area.
Gross.
So you're not stopping the DeVito train. You are not stopping this. They've got all the momentum. The Saints, on the other hand, won a game, and all of the fans were acting like they lost. So I told Thomas I'm going Giants 28, Saints 17. Go Tommy DeVito. You're my hero. And I'm not talking about just the Italian sandwich. Can I go Tommy DeVito as my player of the game?
Boo.
No. What the hell, man?
Why not? Is there a rule that says like show me the rule? Show me the rule that says I can't pick a player on the other team.
Saints players only in the rules, man. What the hell?
Let me see that rule. See that rule. I know you have that whole list of rules. I want to see that rule where it says Saints players only. Because I bet you didn't.
Christ,
give him like -7 points here.
I bet it's not on there.
You guys are killing me tonight. There you fucking go. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
No more like that.
It doesn't say
only Saints players. I see it. It says only Saints players.
Right
you
there.
You Wikipedia'd that shit. You just
for fuck's sake.
All right, well that's pretty good. You should be a lawyer, Thomas.
Good job, Thomas.
Like, you should be a lawyer.
Dude, he literally produced that. He was like, you want to see the rules?
I'm making last minute changes for Andrew. He wants me to bring up the rules. Holy shit, what is happening tonight, guys? So many curveballs.
I tried. Hey, I would be a good lawyer too. Because
I'm like Jordan Alvarez tonight, guys.
I don't know. It'd be quicker if you told me who I can pick, because I mean I can't pick Olave, right? I can't pick Taysom.
You can pick James Robinson.
Jimmy.
The Saints.
You can pick Jimmy, man.
Oh,
no, I'm picking Jimmy.
I don't really want to pick Jimmy anymore.
Top Jimmy.
I'll let Andrew. I'll let you have Jimmy. Who else can I? I mean,
Groupie.
I can't pick Kamara, right?
You probably cannot. No.
Okay. Jesus. Can I pick Jamal Williams? I don't know if I want to pick him either.
No. Second week, man.
Oh my God. Mike Thomas is out. Oh, can I pick Rashid Shaheed?
Rashido? No.
See, this is where this.
Give him Keith Kirkwood and let's get this over.
I don't know. I might actually have to take Jimmy Graham now.
You can pick. I don't know, Traquan Smith, man. He's not on the team, but you can pick him.
This is where
Adam Prentice, man. Adam Prentice.
This is where the bit gets tired. We're running out of names.
Who the F can I pick?
James Robinson,
Juwan Johnson.
Juwan Johnson. You can pick.
Wait. Can I take Foster Moreau?
No.
What? Jeez, Taysom.
He just told you can take Juwan. Take Juwan Johnson.
I guess I'm taking Juwan. I swear to God, if Jimmy goes off, Andrew, and I get Andrew's points if Jimmy goes off. All right, I'm taking Juwan.
All right, so what are you doing, Andrew?
Jesus.
All right, so Dave took Juwan. You got that?
No, I didn't take him. He was given to me. I got stuck with him.
All right. You know what? I'm riding this wave.
We still
a lot of negativity, a lot of hate for Derek Carr.
Johnson was the worst.
A lot of hate for the first place Saints. A lot of hate, despite the fact that Nephi Sewell blocked a punt when Steve Gleason was in the building. A lot of hate for Jimmy Graham and all the beautiful things that he had to say.
That's right.
Saints 37, Giants 10.
Yes.
My player of the game, Jimmy Graham, 2 touchdowns.
Minus points.
Yes.
I'll be drinking 2 IPAs.
Yes. And optimism rolls over to the short week. Yes.
By the way, I am Tommy DeVito.
By the way, Tommy DeVito just threw another pick.
By the way, Mourinho says toxic positivity.
By the way, I'm Tommy DeVito.
Is that a real thing?
I am officially inviting Tommy DeVito to come to Francolini's with me. Is it Francolini's or Francolino's?
Someone get Kevin.
It's a New Jersey style deli on Chapatula Street. I actually have a punch card that I have 9 punches on. So I'll pay for my 10th punch, and then you can have my free sandwich, Tommy DeVito. I will give Tommy DeVito my free sandwich, and he can get anything on the menu. It's a New Jersey style deli. They got all kinds of cold cuts, gabagool, whatever he wants. But I'm inviting him to come with me. Sandwich on me.
This Tommy Cutlets nonsense ends Sunday.
They got cutlets. They got a chicken
Dennis Allen is going to.
Hey, Kevin.
He's going to blitz them into.
Hey, Jude, how are you?
Good. It's your turn to make your pick.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Did you guys show my score prediction yet, or no?
No. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about that. By the way, you're in first place. Okay. You're beating all of us.
You're not tied for first.
Oh yeah. Giants 27, Saints 14.
There we
go. I just have.
Yeah.
I think I'm out of faith here with the Saints for the time being.
Kevin sounds so much better on a phone.
So yeah, Giants 27, Saints 14.
Gross.
Let me ask.
Who are you allowed to pick?
Can Tomas tell me if I have taken Taysom Hill twice?
Thomas,
you have taken Taysom Hill.
You
can only take one player
I've taken him twice. Okay.
It's gotta get true.
I think we should start taking random 90s.
Put me down for Lynn Bowden Jr.
There you go, Lynn Bowden Jr.
Good stuff, Kevin. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Bye.
I select Sean Dawkins.
I feel good about this because Kevin is
Good-looking
obviously the best at this. So if I'm siding with Kevin, I feel good about this.
I hate you.
I feel like I might be onto something.
Listen, I'm not confident at all that the Saints are going to win, but I want this win. I want this win. If the Saints are only going to win one more game the entire year, I want them to stuff. I want them to make.
I've been saying this since the beginning. Like, if you win Carolina, win Giants. You got to win both.
Can we? Okay, so then
don't split.
Okay, well then can we agree on something then? If they lose this game against the Giants, like, can we stop talking about can we? Like we're not talking about playoffs anymore, and
no, I mean, what if Atlanta and
the Falcons and Bucks both win in this scenario?
No, come on, I don't know. I'm not. My God, come on.
You pride.
No, I promise nothing. Then
I promise nothing, dude. Dave, let me tell you something.
You know what I'm rooting for, Ralph? You asked. I don't know if you asked at this podcast or at the live show or last podcast or 3 weeks ago, but at some point you asked me what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for. I want the winner. I want the winner of this division to be 7 and 10.
Is that even possible?
Well, yeah, that sounds amazing.
Is that possible?
Is it?
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, that's exactly that. I am rooting for 100 maximum ridiculousness, maximum shenanigans as well.
Now you sound like Ralph.
That's awesome. What I'm. That's it. That's it.
So maximum. You want the Saints to do that,
whatever.
And then win the playoff game.
I don't care. I don't care.
This is happening. Lube up.
Like, honestly, I want maximum shenanigans. So, like, the good thing is like, I don't care if they lose. I don't care if they lose to the Falcons in the last week, in the last second by some crazy, like, I don't know. I just
okay. Let's not go crazy. I care about that.
Maximum shenanigans.
I mean, listen. Atlanta, they swore up and down today they're not firing Arthur Smith no matter what.
Sure.
They lose to the Panthers. Right. They might.
Yeah, they might.
Just saying.
I mean, once you see Bryce Young in person,
he's there. He's indescribably bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cam Newton was a good analogy. It reminded me of who was the guy before Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, Jamarcus.
Yeah, but the thing about Jamarcus Russell was just a screw off. Like, he had all the physical talent. Like Bryce Young, I don't think.
No, but he was still like he would just overthrow people. Like he would like
he would miss him by a mile. Yeah,
yeah, like I remember it very clearly. He was way off.
Quick recap of the show. Shame on Thomas. There was a 12-minute French guy rant on the hotline. Apparently, Thomas, you didn't deliver. Shame on
French. Potentially French, potentially shaky, potentially Butteridge doing a French accent, doing Butteridge.
Right, potentially Butteridge staying an accent on this call.
Potentially, yeah.
No, definitely relax.
Jason Champagne asks, who is more likely to score this weekend, the Saints or Sean Orleans? Just so you know,
definitely the Saints.
By the way, this show is 1 hour 50 minutes already, guys.
I cut out two
want it even longer?
Thomas was like, Ralph, you need to cut topics multiple. This show is going to be obscenely long. Cut the topics now. Cripple, do it. And he was right.
Cripple, do it. Cripple.
He was right, as always. As always, he was right.
Or I cripple your other arm.
He knows I can't work. He knows I can't. I can barely do everything with one arm.
He asked me to do an impression of Thomas at the live show, didn't he?
Yeah. So, Thomas, recap everybody that donated for the show.
There are tons of generosity. 7 different donators. We reached 2 donation goals. Even made Andrew drink IPA.
And me.
Thanks to Budrich, thanks to Mike Bagger, to Jason Champagne, to Andrew's dad, to Who That Golfer, to Yabori Allen, and to the MVP for the 3rd time this season with 7,300 bits. With the one and only Hatchet John. Congratulations.
Thank you, Hatchet John. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for everybody for the continued support of the show. We can't do this without you. Thanks to everybody for opening up the live show. It was amazing. All this community, it's all because of you guys. And we love you guys. We can't thank you enough. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com. Become a patron and support the show. We can't do it without you. We need more support to keep it going, to keep it growing. Thanks to Dave, Andrew, for Kevin showing up to do his game predictions, and to Tomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you got to support the one that wins awards. Until next week, the bar is closed.